The KV9 submachine gun is the fastest shooting and one of the fastest killing guns in Battlefield 6. At 1,080 rounds per minute and 4-shot kill within 10 meters, it has a very fast 167 millisecond time to kill, only beat out by the SCW-10 by 17 milliseconds within that range. So this is the preferred build that I'm running after unlocking all the attachments. We have the best suppressor, the lightened suppressor. So fully hides in-world spotting and reduces the range where a soldier is spotted on the minimap, reduces recoil buildup, and improves recoil recovery at the cost of hipfire accuracy. So definitely needs that recoil benefit. But yeah, running a suppressor or a flash hider will keep you off world spotting. So anytime you shoot your gun, either without flash hider or a suppressor, the diamond appears above your head, whereas a flash hider or suppressor doesn't show that, and then suppressor keeps you off the minimap outside of 15 meters. So within 15 meters, you're still going to show up on the minimap, but when you're flanking and stuff, anything outside of 15 meters is not going to show on the minimap. And then we have the light barrel here, so improves ADS accuracy while moving, so you're going to be moving quite a bit while you're shooting, strafing side to side. And then also a faster ADS transition, but not noticeable there. 167 is still the same. Have the 23 round mag because the 27 round mag is way too expensive at 45. Can't really make it work. Definitely need the recoil benefits and the suppressor. And then we have the red laser here for better hip fire accuracy to offset the penalty from the suppressor, whichever sight you prefer. And then the grips would be nice, but the only thing that you could really afford would be this slightly reducing recoil at the cost of ADS accuracy while moving. So I don't think that's worth it. But if you really needed to, you could run that versus the laser. So good hip fire accuracy within 10 meters, no problem at 20 meters full auto. A little bit challenging at 35 meters, but pulls pretty hard to the left, so if you account for that, you might be able to full burst at, or full auto at those long ranges, but 50 and 70 meters, you're definitely going to have to burst for sure. So we'll just try without the laser and the grip. But I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference. I would much prefer having the tighter hip fire within close range because you're going to be using that more often. So yeah, doesn't really help with the recoil enough in my opinion to warrant replacing the laser and also costing ADS accuracy while moving. So I would prefer to have the better accuracy while moving and then also better hip fire up close, especially if you're moving around, because it's not going to be as tight hip fire spread when you're moving, so having that laser is going to help a little bit more. But yeah, that is the build that I prefer. Very, very good up close. Not the greatest at longer ranges, but still can be stretched a little bit if you burst it, but you just can't full auto spray and expect that very, very fast time to kill at long range. We have the KV9 stats here, so 1,080 rounds per minute, 17 rounds starting magazine. Can get that up to a 27 round mag, extended mag, which that's going to be the main issue there. So the magazine capacity and then also the bullet velocity. So 348 meters per second is very slow bullet velocity, and that can only be boosted up to about 430 something with the extended barrel. So still very, very slow bullet velocity. And then magazine capacity is going to be an issue as well because it takes quite a few shots to kill. So 4 shots within 10 meters, 5 shots within 20 meters, then 6 shots to kill within 35 meters, 7 shots within 75 meters, and then 8 shots beyond that. So you're going to be running through that ammo pretty quickly, especially with that 1,080 rounds per minute fire rate. So yeah, shots to kill here. And then if you just want to look at the headshot ammo, so if you run hollow points, requires 1 less headshot to lower the time to kill and the shots to kill, compared to 3 headshots within 20 meters. So slightly better there. And then same thing here. And you can also lower the shots to kill by 2 if you hit 4 or 5 or 6 headshots at those ranges, but that's not really going to be very reasonable at those ranges unless you're tap firing, and then you're not going to be getting very fast time to kill anyway. So not really worth, in my opinion, there. And if you just want to look at the time to kill by class, so it's only beat out within 10 meters by the SCW-10 by 17 milliseconds, so 150 compared to 167, and then it beats everything else beyond that So it's only 3 milliseconds faster than the SCW-10 within 20 meters, and then 22 milliseconds within 35 meters. And then as the ranges progress, it gets more and more. So 42 milliseconds there out to 75 meters, and then 61 milliseconds beyond that. So, but headshot time to kill is not the best compared to some of the other ones, but still very good. And then if you just look at the time to kill compared with all the weapons, so again, very, very fast within 10 meters, second fastest, only beat out by the SCW-10, but it's tied with some of the other ones. And then 10 to 20 meters, 222 milliseconds, so beat out by the TR7 by 55 milliseconds, but realistically, if you both see each other at the same time, KV9 is going to win with faster handling, unless the TR7 uses attachments to get faster handling. But if you start shooting each other at the same time, then the TR7 is going to win at pretty much any other range beyond 10 meters. And then from 20 to 35 meters, 278 milliseconds, so only 28 milliseconds slower than TR7 there. From 35 to 75 meters, 333 milliseconds, so 83 milliseconds slower than the TR7. And then 75 meters plus is going to be 389 milliseconds, so beat out by the M250 by 122 milliseconds. But at those ranges, you're probably not going to be able to full auto anyway and get those time to kill values, so going to have to tap and burst. So realistically, those time to kill values are going to be much higher at those long ranges. But yeah, very good gun overall, very good up close, especially close to medium range is still very good. But beyond medium range, you're going to have a little bit more difficulty. Still usable if you're able to tap, fire, and burst and still hit your shots, but not going to be able to full auto and get that really fast time to kill outside of medium range. But very good gun. So yeah, very good gun at close to medium range, especially very similar to the SCW-10 SMG. I slightly prefer the SCW-10 to the KV9 just because it has better kill potential per magazine, so it does more damage, requires less shots to kill. With a very similar magazine capacity, has better recoil as well, so you don't need the recoil attachments as much. You can get away with a lot less there, and then it also has better bullet velocity, but both very similar performance-wise. If you prefer the faster fire rate, the KV9's going to be more forgiving there with 1,080 rounds per minute compared to the SCW-10's 800 rounds per minute. Whereas if you prefer a more accurate, higher damage weapon, the SCW-10 is going to beat out the KV9, but just barely. But yeah, let me know down in the comments if you've been using the KV9, if you've been liking it, what attachments you're running and finding success with. Yeah, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. I'm coming, teammate. Hold on, I'm coming. Got you.
Come on.
Oh, another one. Reload. Kill, reload. Kill, reload. Yep. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Looks like teammate went down. Gotta reload again. Oh.